So we're going to do some exercises today and technique things because we need that as guitar players. And, a lot of things that we see online, we do master classes, we do things like that are these one-shot kind of deals, right? And uh, if you've ever done those things, you probably realize you don't learn very much. I mean, you might get something intellectually. You might go, oh, well, that was really cool, or maybe that guy can play something really fast, or, wow, my mind was blown. But it ends up being just entertainment, right? And that's fine. Entertainment is good. We need to be entertained, and it helps us be inspired to want to play this insanely complicated instrument. But at the same time, we need things that will propel us forward as players and give us things to work on. And so we take private lessons, which are incredibly important. And so things. This is why I started this, because I have been thinking about this idea for a while. This really interactive playing with you guys. Now you're not sitting in front of me. I can't hear you guys play. I can't see you play. I don't know what your levels are, but none of that really matters. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do three different things today that are going to incorporate different techniques, different ideas, and we're going to play them slow because these are not speed exercises. This is about building tone. This is about building technique. This is about building your timing. And oh, I thought I froze up there for a second. Okay, so all of these things are incredibly important as players, right? And so if you're like a really high level player, you'll probably think, oh man, this is just too slow. This is boring for me. Then you need to really have a lot of patience and dig in and listen to every single note. Listen to the tone of every single note. And you're always going to hear stuff. I mean, I don't know if you ever get to the point where you're like, man, I'm amazing. But if you are just starting, these are slow enough that you can focus on playing the notes correctly, getting your fingers to work in the way that I want you to work with them in this program today. And so if you're a beginner, this is like working with different sandpaper grits. If you're a very beginner, you're going to work with something that's really coarse. So you've got like a 60 grit sandpaper. And if you're a little bit more than a beginner, you've been playing for a few months to a year, you got maybe like an 80 grit and then 100. And then you work up and you get better and better, and you're working with like 1,000 grit. So it doesn't take away a lot of things, but you're working on the very, very minute details. It's all about the polish, right? So there's something to be had for every level in this. So I don't know if you just joined us, you're aware of this. If you look into the chat window, there's a link up there. It's not the second link, or not the first link, but the second link. I have that you can download all the music files that we're doing today. You can print those out. I'm also doing a special for you guys on my Riff Monkey series on Sound Slice. It's normally $35. I'm doing it for $25 for you guys just today. So at the end of the day, that deal goes away, and Steph will put a link in there in the description later on. But it's just kevinneidig.com/riffmonkey. It'll take you directly to the page, and you can check those out. There's some like free samples of that, so you can see what Riff Monkey is about. And it really kind of dovetails into what we're doing here today too. So if you like this is like another step into that. Okay. So the first one we're going to look at is this exercise 1, and I'm going to talk about the picking. So let's look at holding the pick for this. So in two different ways, I'm just gonna barrel through this stuff. So if you don't get it, it's fine. You can just try as you can for this. But normally we might do what's called a free stroke, where in the free stroke I hit the string and the pick comes away, right? Right. It's sort of this outward. And if I do an inner string, see my pick is coming away from the guitar. That's a free stroke, all right? So the pick is coming free from the strings. Now if I do a rest stroke, the pick is going into the guitar like this, right? And so I'm attacking the string kind of maybe a couple of inches, 2 inches from the string. And then I hit the string, and then it rests upon the adjacent string. So I pick it, and it comes to rest. Now, if I'm picking the E string, the high E string, it's still the same motion, right? There's no string to rest upon, but I'm still following that attack. So so the attack is kind of like into the guitar at an angle this way. And so that's the rest stroke, and that's how I want you to play this, all right? And so I'm just going to put this on the screen a little bit here that you can see at the top. You'll see. Can I point at this? No, wrong direction. This direction. The top line here, you'll see the 2 blue dots. Okay, there's going to be a finger or a finger shift there. So I'm going to start on the 9th fret, and then my finger is going to play the 9th fret, and then my index finger shifts up to the 10th fret, and then I'm playing 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger on the next consecutive frets. Okay, then I'm going to go back down to the 1st finger and then slide the 1st finger back down. All right, so I'm going to take this music away. Hopefully you've gotten that. So this is really about the shift here with the left hand. All right. So if I get a little closer to the camera here, you can see I'm starting on the 9th fret, and I'm going to go like this. Shift, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, and shift back down to the 9th fret. Okay. Also notice that when I go up the frets, every finger stays down. I'm right on the very tips of my fingers. I don't know if you can see where the strings are on my fingertips. So I'm not laying them flat like this. I don't want to be using the pad of my finger. I want to be right on the top. So think about like this gripping a ball idea. Okay? Thumb is straight up. Thumb is basically behind my middle finger. So I get this nice grip, just like you would if you were holding a baseball with your left hand. If you're left-handed, you get that. So, so here we're going to play this together. Let me move back here a little bit, and I'm going to put a metronome on, and we're going to do this about 80 beats per minute, so relatively slow. And so think about this rest stroke idea. You don't have to hit the string too hard, and everything is a downstroke. And so when we play this, I'm going to do this a little quickly just to show you this. So I'm going to go, right? And then I'm shifting down to the next position. Shift down to the next position. Okay? We're going to take that all the way down to the 1st fret. And then once we're done with that, we're going to jump up to the 2nd string, back up to the 9th fret. We're going to descend to the 2nd string, and then come back up to do the 3rd string, and then so on, all the way until we get to the last string. Now, if you can't do all of this, if you're feeling tense in your forearm, beginners, this is a lot of strength. Takes a lot of strength and endurance to get through all of this. So if you feel like you're starting to get tight, stop playing and just let me continue on the screen, right? Shake your hand out, get a little blood flowing back into your hand, right? And then just pick right up where we are until we reach the end. And if you get stuck in the middle of that and you got to stop again, shake it out. This is not, I don't expect all of you to get through this whole thing, but if you feel any pain, if you feel any like a strong fatigue, stop and shake that out, and that's okay. All right? Okay, so I'm going to put a little reverb on here just for sake of sounding nice to our ears, and let's get to it. I'll count it off for you. Here we go. On the 9th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to get awesome sustain. Every note is crystal clear. Shift. Staying on the tips of my fingers. Shift. Shift. This is the last one, and we'll go up to the second string. Second string, 1, 2, 9th fret, go. Shift. Look at my rest stroke there. About 2 inches from the string. Oops. Can't talk and play at the same time. Shift. Shift. And every single time your pick should be resting against the adjacent string. If you're going through, that's okay. Just try better next time. Third string, 2, 3, 4, 9th fret. If you want to get a little vibrato on that last note, try that, watch. Be good to work on a little vibrato. This is classical vibrato. Rocking that finger back and forth. One on the third string. Okay, go to the fourth string, 9th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rock it. Every finger is right up against the fret. You're not in the middle of the fret for these. You can see my fingers. Right up against the fret. Let's go to the next string. I'm going to count it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do a little rock vibrato here, like this. So it's more of a pivot on that finger. Trying to hit every note precisely on that click. See if you can pay attention. if you're playing before, after, or right on the click. Next string, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the last string, home stretch. Last one. All right. So how did that feel? That's a real calluses builder. If you don't have any calluses, you're probably going, ow, right now. You know, those low strings, they can be really tough, especially at the end. It's like it gets harder and harder and harder rather than easier as you go. And you know, one thing that I did notice that I might want to point out is that when I get up to the lower strings, my thumb. So if I'm here, my thumb is like directly behind my, and this is just something that I noticed right now, which, you know, after all these years, I'm still noticing things. When I'm down at the bottom, my thumb is pretty much behind my second finger, right? When I come up to the low strings here, my thumb goes more behind my index finger, and it's just a result of being high up on the fretboard and being low on the strings. It changes. So all of that to say that, you know, the thumb can shift around, and it should. People say, oh, your thumb's got to go on the back of the neck, all that kind of stuff. And it's not always true. Sometimes the thumb comes up to do some muting. Sometimes it comes like almost all the way down if you need to get a really nice big stretch out of something. Okay, so how was that for you guys? I don't know how easy this is for you guys to post in the chat, but can you... have you ever practiced this way? Have you ever taken something at such a slow tempo and played over the course of, I don't know, what did that take us? 10 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that? So put it in the chat there and let me know your experience with that. So let's go on to the second one. And I'm going to put this one on the screen too, so you can see we're looking at playing chords. Okay, so I'm doing a little chord triad. These are all in second inversion. If you don't know what that means, that's when the fifth of the triad is in the bass. So we've got the D chord, and we're arpeggiating the chord, and then strumming. So you're going to be holding the whole chord. And then the E minor chord, we shift up, just like you're going to play a D minor shape. And then we play that. Then we go up to F sharp, and then we go to G on the 7th fret, A on the 9th fret, a B minor, this is the D minor shape again, and then C sharp diminished. Right, so this might be a little bit of a different shape for you. It's just imagine you're playing a D chord, but you're going to push that second finger up 1 fret. And then we go all the way to the octave of the original D that we started with. Okay, let's give that guy a shot. Hopefully you guys downloaded the music there for that. And we're going to do this at the same tempo, and we're going to run through this 2 times. Okay? Here we go. So start off with your D chord. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. neck fall right through the strings with a rest stroke. Watch. Here's the diminished. Let's do that again from the beginning. 1, 2, 3. 1, ready, go. 2, 3. 2, 3. See, my fingers are up against the fret there. Alright, so let's do it one more time, and we're going to go ascending, and then we're going to go backwards, descending. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, ready, go. 6th fret. 7th fret. 9th. 11, 12, and 14. Backwards to the 12. 11, B minor. 9, A. 7, G. 6, F sharp minor. 4, E minor. 2, D. Let's do it one more time. And D. 2, 3. Back down to 12. 11. 9. 7. 6. 4. And 2. Yeah, so that was probably a little more difficult. Playing chords is an exercise. Getting those all 3 fingers to hold down, and so that you don't get this kind of idea. Right? I'm sure a lot of you heard the clunkers and the buzzes and the bleeps and the sweeps and the creeps in there, right? So that's part of why do you go slow? Why do you go slow? You know, I've been teaching for a long time, and you know, I show students exercises like this, and they're like, oh yeah, I got it. You know, it's like, whoa. Slow down. Take a little chill pill, breathe a little bit, because this is not what it's about. The way you practice is the way you perform. If you learn anything from this program today, the way that you practice is the way that you perform. If you practice like that, if you practice mistakes, if you practice the buzzing, if you practice the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps, you will perform with the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. Okay? If you practice without a metronome and your timing is wonky, if you're one of these people that says, I don't practice with a metronome because it's broken, you know, I don't like it. Well, guess what? Your timing's bad. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but your timing is bad. If you cannot play with a metronome, your timing's bad. That's just the long and the short of it. So play slow, because the slower that you play, the faster you will progress, and you'll take all of that clean, beautiful, all that great sustain, all of that tone, the timing and the technique. Guess what? When you incrementally slow it or speed it up, that comes with you. It's like you put it in your backpack of tools and skills, and those things go with you as you go faster and faster. So let's do one more exercise, and this one is going to be similar to the first one, but we're going to add another shifting technique. And one little last tidbit I'll say is when you tune your guitar, I wanted to just kind of talk about this because I know a lot of people want to invest in a $10 tuner. You know, tuners are not created equal, and I've tested this out because I've had tuners that I would tune my guitar up, and I'd be like, it's not in tune. What is going on? And I'll have another tuner and put it on, and why is my guitar in tune? Well, guess what? The ones that I paid a little more money for actually get my instruments in tune, and the reason comes down to the resolution of the tuner. You know, so the more dots that you have on your tuner, the more fine-tuned you can get into actually putting the string into pitch. So I really like using a strobe tuner. I have a clip-on strobe tuner. A lot of people won't like it because they're difficult to use, but man, they get your guitar in tune. That's for sure. So I'll just leave it at that. If you don't know the difference and you're like, well, my guitar sounds fine as it is, okay, then that's fine. But know that your ear is getting trained every time that you tune your guitar up. So if it's a little out of tune, you might hear that as being okay. And so it's just something that that I think, like, being in tune, your guitar in tune, is just so incredibly important. And I just encourage you to go out and look for tuners that are, not your $10, $12 tuners. They're okay in a pinch. Some of them are really tiny and all that kind of stuff. That's great. But I think we owe it to ourselves to have good things that make our guitar sound good. So this last one is this guy here. So we have a chord at the top. We have this A5 chord, and that just means there's no third in it, and we're playing. Isn't that that's like the Olympic theme part of it, anyways. So I guess the Olympics started. Did it start today or yesterday? I don't know. So this first chord is going to be our anchor chord, right? So we're playing this ninth fret on the third string, 9th fret, 10th fret, and 12th fret with the pinky. Okay, so that's the chord, and then we are playing descending chromatically with 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now I'm just going to get rid of the music here. Hopefully you guys downloaded that, and so I play the chord. Let me zoom in here so you can see. Zoom in the chord, and then my pinky stays, right? And I come down 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I do a finger stretch. So that means that this is going to stay here at the 9th fret. I'm stretching with the 4th finger, and then watch. So I'm doing 4, 3, 2, 1 here. And then I go back up. Now I'm anchoring with the pinky, and I'm doing a finger stretch with the index finger. And I end up with my pinky back at the 12th fret. And then I'm going to do a strum. Okay, so so it goes to the 12th fret, and I strum, and then we shift this whole thing down, and we do the same Same thing, okay? So there's 2 position shifts. The first one, we come down up the pinky and come down, and then we shift with the index finger and go back up to the 12th fret. Okay, this might be a little tricky for some of you guys that haven't been used to doing this finger stretch. So this will work this. We're just going to take this all the way down to the 1st fret, and then we'll be done. All right? Okay, here we go. I'm going to go a little slower on this one, though, and wind up my... See, I'm old school. I got to wind up my... When the power goes out, the metronome stays working. All right, here we go. All right, starting on 9th fret with the chord. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Stretch. Stretch. Strum. Go back down a fret. Now start in this new key. Pinky stretch. Index stretch. Shift down. Doing a rest stroke. Stretch. Trying to keep my finger planted when I do a stretch. Plant the index, stretch. Plant the pinky, stretch. Strum, shift down, 1, 2, ready, and plant. The pinky, stretch. Shift. Plant. Couple more. Shift. Last one, shift down, 1st fret. All right, guys. Well, I hope that your hands feel amazing. I hope that you got something out of this. If you want to do more of this, my idea is to do this more regularly with different exercises with you guys. You know, I think that doing this kind of thing in the morning as a warm-up, you don't have to even go into a practice. You can just have these warm-ups. Just pick up guitar, put the metronome on. You know what you have to practice. You don't have to sit there. There's no noodling. There's no messing around. No, you sit down, you tune your instrument, you get your pick, you get your metronome, you set it on there, you know exactly what you're doing. Bang it out, right? Every single day. Sometimes twice a day. If you can do twice a day, man, you're going to notice a big difference. If you do once a day, you're going to notice a big difference. All right. So, so I've got some new music here at the bottom. If you enjoyed today, consider purchasing something there. If you like this sort of thing, like I said, Riff Monkey is my online course on Sound Slice. It's a video. It's got the music on the screen. That will be enough material to last you at least 2 years. I mean, there's a ton of material in there. And today, just for you guys, it's on sale. Today only, $25. It's $10 off. What else? Am I forgetting anything? Nobody's putting anything in the chat here, so I hope that the chat is easy for you guys to get to. Maybe if you're on your phone, it isn't hard. It isn't easy to get to. This whole platform is very new, and I'm not sure all the ins and outs of this, but I hope it worked well. And yeah, thanks for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. And there's new music coming out soon, and stay tuned for all of that. Thank you for signing up for the Bandcamp, and stay tuned. So enjoy the rest of your day.